I met him when I was younger. We met when I was 15 and he was 14. He was already in the streets at that time. 10 years later, we ran into each other in the supermarket. To me, I don't know, this was the person I was supposed to be with at the time. Basically, he's been in the streets since he was very young, maybe 9 or 10 years old, selling drugs and gang activities, anything to make quick money. He's addicted to fast money. Majority of his life he spent in jail opposed to a free man. And, you know, that was the problem. And then I found out that he was still in the middle of a court case, and they found him guilty. He went there for 2.5 years. We have children between us. We have 8 children, so I would work. I would take a ride 6, 7, 8 hours upstate to see him for a visit and then come back down every 2 weeks or every week I did this. And, you know, I stayed with him. I saw it through with him, and he did his time and he came home. He tried for a good while. He tried for 3 months. He put good effort, you know, to stay out of the street, looking for a job, you know, trying to do ending odd jobs here and there to bring money into the house to help me. The pressure of being a man, the pressure of being a provider, it kind of backed him into a corner, and he saw nowhere to escape but to get money to provide, but to back to the streets again. And he just fell deeper and deeper and deeper into it. He always used to say, I'm tired. I'm tired of giving up my freedom. I'm tired of being here and people telling me what to do and when to wake up, when to sleep, when to eat. That time I was depressed when he went back to jail. I was 6 months pregnant. I started to lose weight during my pregnancy. I ended up in the hospital because I was so severely dehydrated from crying and, you know, not eating and locking myself in the room. If I didn't go to work or take care of the kids, I'd stay in the room in the darkness. Until one day, I dropped to my knees and I said, I can't take it no more. I can't continue to cry and, you know, live like this because I have children to take care of. And I called a friend of mine and she said to me, you need to go to church. And I said, well, it's one church I went to before, and although I left, I felt very comfortable there. I think I'm going to go back. At that time, I had been in the church maybe 3 months now, and, you know, the pastor explained about the campaign, and it really touched my heart and at the time what I was going through. And I said to myself, he said, if you give your everything, your heart, not just everything, you know, physically, but if you give also your heart and yourself to God, it must work. What you want, what you request, it must happen. And so I said, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. It was very hard for me. At the time, I was 8 months pregnant. I had so many responsibilities on me financially because of the kids, and then I had a baby on the way. I had nothing prepared for the baby to come. So everything I made, everything I had at that time, I put on the altar, everything. I left the church that day with barely gas in the car to get home and no money, not even a penny. And I went home, but I went home feeling good. I went home feeling positive. I went home feeling strong. And I just, you know, left it behind me.
Trust in God, He listens to your prayers. Oh, never doubt, but trust.
After the campaign, I don't really know how long after, it just, certain things started to change. At that time, he was still incarcerated, and without me saying anything, he used to call me and say, oh, did you go to church today? And I would say, yeah. And he would say, well, what did the pastor talk about? And I found that odd because this is not conversation he has with me. It's conversation like, how is the kids, everything. And I said, well, you know, I would tell him what happened, and it became a regular thing. And just one day out of the blue, he said, you know, when I come home, the first thing I want to do before anything else, can you take me to the church? After the campaign now, when he came home, as I promised him, we came right to the church that night. My baby was six days old, and I got up and I came to the church, and you know, they prayed for him, and you can see a difference in his face. Every day after that, he's been in the church with me. Sometimes even if I take too long, he would say, come on, let's go. We have to go to church. We have to go to church. He would get up before me. It's not by force. It's by will. I don't have to drag him and say, oh, come on. Or no, it's by will. For me to come home and know that he is in the house and I know where he is, opposed to coming home and, oh my God, where is he? Oh my God, did something happen to him? Oh my God, is a lot of comfort within me. My financial life has gotten even better. I no longer struggle like I used to. Before, I used to worry, where am I gonna get this? Or, oh my God, tomorrow this is due and I don't know how I'm gonna get this, and worry myself. Now I find myself more calm. And even if it comes to me, I would say, you know what? Satan, you are a liar. God, this is in your hands, and I leave it behind me. And it comes. It comes. There's no more worry about bills, no more worried about anything. I'm happy.